Okay. Hi to my 28 subscribers and to anybody else who watches this video. Okay, so this video is going to be about this book. I had a dream about this book. I forgot what happened in the dream, but I had a dream about this book. This book was in my dream. So, it's called Same Kind of Different as Me. A modern day slave, an international art dealer, and the unlikely woman who bound them together. Ron Hall and Denver Moore with Lynn Vincent. I'll read the back of it first. A dangerous homeless drifter who grew up picking cotton in virtual slavery, an upscale art dealer accustomed to the world of Armani and Chanel, a gusty woman with a stubborn dream, a story so incredible no novelist would dare dream it. It begins outside a burning plantation hut in Louisiana and an East Texas honky-tonk, and without a doubt in the heart of God. It unfolds in a Hollywood hacienda, an upscale New York gallery, a downtown dumpster, a Texas ranch. Gritty with pain and betrayal and brutality, it also shines with an unexpected life-changing love. This incredible retelling now includes an interview with the authors and a reader's guide that is perfect for individual or group study. The most inspirational and emotional gripping story of faith, fortitude, and friendship I have ever read. A powerful example of the healing, restorative power of forgiveness and the transformational, life-changing power of unconditional love. Mark Clayman, executive producer, The Pursuit of Happiness. Denver Moore and Ron Hall's story is one that moved me to tears. The friendship that forms between these two men at a time when both were in great need is an inspiration to all of us to be more compassionate to everyone we come in contact with. This is truly a wonderful book. Mrs. Barbara Bush. Okay. Okay, it just starts off chapter 1. So, okay. Chapter 1. Well, a poor Lazarus, poor as I, when he died, he had a home on high. The rich man died and lived so well. When he died, he had a home in hell. You better get a home in that rock, don't you see? Negro spiritual. Denver. Until Miss Debbie, I'd never spoke to no white woman before. Just answered a few questions, maybe. It wasn't really speaking. And to me, even that was mighty risky, since the last time I was fool enough to open my mouth to a white woman, I wound up half dead and nearly blind. I was maybe 15, 16 years old, walking down the red dirt road that passed by the front of the cotton plantation where I lived in Red River Parish, Louisiana. The plantation was big and flat, like a whole lot of farms put together, with the bayou snaking all around it, all through it. Cypress trees squatted like spiders in the water, which was the color of pale green apples. There was a lot of different fields on that spread, maybe 100, 200 acres each, lined off with hardwood trees, mostly pecans. Wasn't too many trees right by the road, though, so when I was walking that day on my way back from my auntie's house, She was my grandma's sister on my daddy's side. I was right out in the open. Pretty soon, I seen this white lady standing by her car, a blue Ford, about a 1950, 51 model. Something like that. She was standing there in her hat and her skirt, like maybe she'd been to town. Looked to me like she was trying to figure out how to fix a flat tire. So I stopped. "You need some help, ma'am?" "Yes, thank you," she said, looking pretty grateful, to tell you the truth. "I really do." I asked her, did she have a jack? She said she did, and that was all we said. Well, about the time I got the tire fixed, here come 3 white boys riding out of the woods on bay horses. They'd been hunting, I think, and they'd come trotting up and didn't see me because they was in the road and I was ducked down fixing the tire on the other side of the car. Red dust from the horses' tracks floated up over me. First I got still, thinking I'd wait for him to go on by. Then I decided I didn't want him to think I was hiding, so I started to stand up. Right then, one of them asked the white lady, did she need any help? "I reckon not." A red-headed fella with big teeth said when he spotted me, "She's got a nigger helping her." Another one, dark-haired and kind of weasel-looking, put one hand on his saddle horn and pushed back his hat with the other. "Boy, what you doing bothering this nice lady?" He wasn't nothing but a boy himself, maybe 18, 19 years old. I didn't say nothing, just looked at him. "What you looking at, boy?" he said, and spat in the dirt. The other 2 just laughed. The white lady didn't say nothing, just looked down at her shoes. Except for the horses shuffling. Things got quiet. Like the yellow spell before a cyclone. Then the boy closest to me slung a grass rope around my neck like he was roping a calf. He jerked it tight, cutting my breath. The noose poked into my neck like burrs, and fear crawled up through my legs into my belly. I caught a look at all 3 of them boys, and I remember thinking none of them was much older than me, but their eyes was flat and mean. We gonna teach you a lesson about bothering white ladies," said the one holding the rope. That was the last thing them boys said to me. I don't like to talk much about what happened next, 'cause I ain't looking for no pity party. That's just how things was in Louisiana in those days. Mississippi, too, I reckon. Since a couple years later, folks started telling the story about a young colored fella named Emmett Till, who got beat till you couldn't tell who he was no more. He'd whistled at a white woman, and some other good old boys seemed like them woods was full of 'em. Didn't like that one iota. They beat that boy till one of his eyeballs fell out. Then tied a cotton gin fan around his neck and throwed him off a bridge into the Tallahatchie River. Folks say if you was to walk across that bridge today, you could still hear that drowned young man crying out from the water. There was lots of Emmett Tills, only most of them didn't make the news. Folks say the bayou in Red River Parish is full to its pea-green brim with the splintery bones of colored folks that white men done fed to the gators for coveting their women, or maybe just looking cross-eyed. What'd like it happened every day, but the chance of it, the threat of it, hung over the cotton fields like a ghost. I worked them fields for nearly 30 years like a slave, even though slavery had supposedly ended when my grandma was just a girl. I had a shack. I didn't own 2 pairs of overalls. I got on credit a hog and an outhouse. I worked in fields, planting and plowing and picking and giving all the cotton to the man that owned the land, all without no paycheck. I didn't even know what a paycheck was. It might be hard for you to imagine, but I worked like that while the seasons rolled by from the time I was a little bitty boy on the way past the time the president named Kennedy got shot dead in Dallas. All them years, there was a freight train that used to roll through Red River Parish on some tracks right out there by the Highway 1. Every day, I'd hear it whistle and moan, and I used to imagine it calling out about the places and it could take me, like New York City or Detroit, where I'd heard a colored man could get paid, or California, where I heard nearly everybody that breathed was stacking up paper money like flapjacks. One day, I just got tired of being poor, so I walked out to Highway 1, waited for that train to slow down some, and jumped on it. I didn't get off till the doors opened up again, which happened to be in Fort Worth, Texas. Now, when a black man who can't read, can't write, can't figure, and don't know how to work nothing but cottons comes to the big city, he don't have too many of what white folk call career opportunities. That's how come I wound up sleeping on the streets. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. The streets'll turn a man nasty. And I had been nasty, homeless, in scrapes with the law, and in Angola prison. And homeless again for a lot of years by the time I met Miss Debbie. I want to tell you this about her. She was the skinniest, noisiest, pushiest woman I'd ever met, black or white. She was so pushy, I couldn't keep her from finding out my name was Denver. She investigated till she found it out on her own. For a long time, I tried to stay completely out of her way. But after a while, Miss Debbie got me to talking about things I don't like to talk about and telling things I ain't never told nobody. Even about them 3 boys with the rope. Some of them's the things I'm fixing to tell you. Okay, so that's chapter 1 of Same Kind of Different as Me. It says now it's a major motion picture. Oh, I didn't know that. I saw this book, I think, like back in 2010, 2011, something like that, like a long time ago. And it seemed like it would be a good book. So I wanted to buy it, and I forgot when I bought it, but I've had it for a while, so. Okay, so thank you for watching.